The Maryland football program and head coach Mike Locksley have landed their quarterback of the future. Yes, as Tua has now departed and heading into a season really with a lot of questions starting at the quarterback position. With the influx of Pac 12 West Coast teams moving into the Big Ten, the Maryland Terps needed a guy under center that could get the job done. They've done that, as it has been announced that four-star local quarterback Malik Washington has committed to Maryland football for the class of 2025. It's the Flex Zone Podcast back with the more Maryland football coverage here on the Flex Zone Podcast. Only place giving you that Maryland football, Maryland basketball, Maryland athletics, sports, how you want it, when you need it. Make sure if you're new, welcome to the channel. Make sure you go ahead and sack that subscribe button. Go ahead and hit stick that like button. Leave us a thumbs up. It helps us out tremendously. It lets YouTube know you like videos like this. And hey, I want to recommend this channel to other people who may like it as well. And make sure you hit that bell to make sure you know when all of our content drops here on the channel. The Flex Zone Podcast, only place giving you that coverage of that Maryland football, how you want it, when you need it. Applause are in order. Congrats are in order for Mike Locksley, Damon Evans, and the athletic crew of Maryland football. As they have recruited and landed officially four-star quarterback Malik Washington. Let's go to the Washington Post. I'm going to read the story for you. It's a short and sweet one, which I like. Just want to give you guys a little bit of the details, and we'll go into the facts, look at the recruiting class, and kind of break things down. As I wanted to do this video yesterday when the news came out, but it is Saturday. So we are inching closer to Maryland football, to college football, to football in general, because we are only a few Saturdays away from Maryland football being back. I'm trying to get the exact amount of Saturdays because we're heading into July, and crazy enough, that 4th of July is this coming week. So the first game for the Maryland Terps is August 31st. So as of today, it is June 29th, a Saturday, as I mentioned. So we have how many Saturdays? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 more Saturdays, and that 9th Saturday will be the Maryland football home opener, which is home against UConn, 12 p.m. start. So the Terps should be able to get off to a 1-0 start this year, but nevertheless, we'll get into the schedule a little bit maybe in a second, but you get your guy, you get your quarterback. Malik Washington is heading into a senior season, but let's go to the report of the Washington Post. The Maryland football program landed its highest rated quarterback commit in years this past Friday. Archbishop Spalding, Malik Washington, ranked 14th among quarterbacks in the class of 2025 by 24/7 Sports, with 4 stars, announced that he plans to join the Terps next year. He picked Maryland over finalists like Virginia Tech, Syracuse, and Central Florida. I even heard murmurs about Penn State. And I quote, "If you can be great, why not be great at home? Your family is here to support and watch you," quote, Washington said on 24/7 Sports live stream. Quoted, and also saying, "If you're really one of the guys, you'll be a Terp. I love him already." Washington was named first team All-Metro in each of the past 2 seasons after starting for Archbishop Spalding, a school in Severn High School. He accounted for 2,288 yards and 27 touchdowns as a junior. He led Spalding to consecutive Maryland Interscholastic Athletic Association A conference titles and participated in this year's Elite 11 quarterback competition. More good news, Maryland Terps fans. 3-star cornerback Jaden Phillips, his teammate at Spalding, Malik Washington's that is joining him. He joined him on a live stream, announced his commitment to Maryland, and they have now added to the list of Cavaliers in recent years, including 3-star linebacker Keyshawn Flowers in the class of 2024. And 24/7 Sports calls Washington a playmaking quarterback that excels as a middle third passer, and he should be viewed as an exciting dual threat talent that can win at the Power 4 level with some seasoning, as I'm knocking over my equipment because I'm just so excited. Washington could get early playing time when he joins the Terrapins. Talia Tagovailoa, the school program record holder in almost all passing categories, is gone in Canada and has no clear successor. Maryland starters to the 2024 season open up with Billy Edwards Jr., who played in the bowl game and played well, who is more of a RPO running quarterback, has the ability to make plays with his legs, but his arm is a little inconsistent. Cameron Edge I really don't know too much about Cameron Edge. Cameron Edge really is probably, out of the three we're going to talk about, has the biggest arm from what I'm hearing, can probably make the best downfield throws. Or North Carolina State, NC State transfer MJ Morris, the guy who may not start game one, just because I think Billy Edwards does deserve a chance if he's doing well in camp, doing well in spring ball, and he has played well in the bowl games the last couple of years. Why not give him a chance? It's college football. Your first couple games are probably, I think it's Connecticut and Michigan State. They are winnable games. You could try out all three at some point, play two at a time in certain games. So we'll see. Whoever can give you the spark, but I like MJ Morse the most. He's more of the traditional out of the three. He can run a little bit, but he also can make the throws. Maybe still developing a little bit raw, but I don't think he came here from NC State to sit on the bench. Like I mentioned, I could see it possibly for maybe a game or two, but when we really get into the heart of this schedule, which I'm going to talk about, I expect to see MJ Morris under center. But when you look at the Maryland recruiting class, I wanted to go over that because we got some good news here. The Maryland recruiting class is really, really doing their thing. Let's go to 24/7 Sports here to get you the official information on the class. But as we look at it here, we have, of course, starting at the top with Malik Washington, Archbishop Spalding, 4-star quarterback, 6'4", 215. So he's got the size. He's got the look of a pro-style quarterback. Justin Devon from Mervo, another local guy, 3-star wide receiver, 6 foot 160. Then we have Carlton Smith out of Norfolk, Virginia, linebacker, 3-star, 6 foot 205. We have Jeff White out of Miami, Florida, an athlete, 6'2", 169, a 3-star. Iverson Howard, another interesting name from Gaithersburg, Maryland, 5'10", 195, 3-star running back. He looks like to be the running back of the future, along with Malik Washington. So you got your quarterback and your running back right there. Then you got Bud Coombs, another running back, 3-star, out of DeMatha from Hyattsville. So you got two running backs probably coming in. You got Lamar Williams. I love the big fellas out of Florida, offensive tackle, 3-star. Dante Rucker out of Connecticut, I believe that is, D lineman, 3-star. Love to see the big boys on the offensive and defensive line, because that's going to be the key to me with being able to compete in the Big Ten and this new Big Ten with all the talent. We got Jaden Ships out of Archbishop Spalding. I just mentioned him, the cornerback. He joins his teammate, Malik Washington, 3-star. Sidney Stewart, another linebacker out of Towson, Maryland, 6'2", 3-star linebacker. Donta Simpson out of Florida, D lineman, 6'3", 280, 3-star. Brahim Battles out of Allentown, PA, a D lineman, 3-star, 6'3", 325. Travaris Daniels, a second linebacker out of Fort Lauderdale. He's a 3-star linebacker, 6'1", 200. J.D. Taggart, another guy from Calvert Hall here in Maryland, another local guy, tight end, 6'7", 225. Keep his name in your back pockets. 3-star, 86 rating. Got the size, got the strength. It looks like has the ability to make plays at the tight end. And since Chiggy left and went to the NFL, I think he could be another big tight end in that 2025 class. Nasir Taylor out of Upper Marlboro, Rock Creek Christian Academy, D lineman, 6'2", 250, 3-star. And Ben Bamer out of Lakeland, Florida, another offensive tackle, 6'8", 300 pounds, 3-star guy. Hopefully can slide in at one of the starting tackle positions in 2025 as well. And you look at the class overall, the ranking is 34th overall. And Loxley is known to be able to flip some guys. He's known to be able to turn and get a couple recruits who maybe were about to go to, like a Malik Washington, a Penn State, a Virginia Tech, a Charlotte, these teams around here. He's able to flip guys. A lot of the guys from the local area, I think the key, as I mentioned, is getting guys from the local area. We know the talent at the Baltimore, DMV corridor, Delaware, PA, the reach on the East Coast in general, because you see they even like to get guys from Florida, those big corn-fed athletes. That is the key, being able to do things that Loxley does well. And he does well in recruiting, which you have to win at. He does well at being able to flip guys, get some guys that are supposed to go to other programs, and he's able to elevate a couple guys. Yeah, we got a lot of 3-stars. Malik Washington, the only 4-star, but turning some of these 3-stars, coaching them up, developing them, training them, getting them in the right position to be successful, turning a 3-star into a 4-star, turning a 4-star, Malik Washington, into a 5-star, turning maybe a guy that we don't know about that's a 2-star into a 3-star is how you're going to compete. And I love seeing the big, beefy, meaty guys up front. Yes, we love seeing them because to win in this conference, to win in this division that you're going to be in, well, it's no divisions anymore, but you're going to need to win in the trenches. It's at every level, offensive and defensive line. Got to get big boys up front. You got to get guys who can win at the line of scrimmage. And it's awesome to see that they got some offensive and defensive linemen who can definitely do that for them as well.
No bread, no water, just meat.
That's what we need. We need meat on both sides of the line because it's going to be key. Like I mentioned, we got some linebackers in there. We got an athlete. We got a wide receiver. We got some running backs. We got at least I named 2 offensive tackles who are probably going to be potential starters. And I named 3 or 4 defensive linemen, some local guys and guys from Florida that'll hopefully be in the rotation. And JT Taggart out of Calvert Hall, 6'7", 225, a tight end. That's a really intriguing name and a really intriguing prospect as well. So we'll see how these guys develop. But getting to the Maryland football schedule of it all, we know that the Big Ten is coming into a new bit of realignment. And we know the teams that are going to be there. We know the teams that they have to play. We know the teams they're going to have to run through. They already have to run through the Michigans, the Ohio States, the Michigan States, the Syracuse, the Rutgers. So we know they have, as I mentioned, let's run through the schedule real quick. And like I said, I really expect this recruiting class because signing day isn't until December. So they can still add a couple more guys. I'd still like to get them to add some more 3 stars, but maybe get another 4-star, flip him as Loxley can do so well. But we know they open August 31st, noon against Connecticut. They go to Michigan State after that. Well, I think they're both on the road. So yeah, they're both. No, that is going to be, I believe, in Maryland. I'm not sure. I'll figure that out. But they got UConn first. They got Michigan State. They got Virginia, then Villanova, then at Indiana. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. They should really start 5-0 if they're really ready to play well. But we know how Maryland football is. I'm not going to put too much stock into that, and I really don't know. Like I said, the first part of the schedule, it's meant for them to start out undefeated. And I think it's very, very important as I try to pull up a better schedule here for you guys. It's very, very important that they get off to a good start because we've seen 6-6, we've seen 7 wins, but this team needs to really, really compete and make a statement. Excuse me, as I'm over here battling all of the elements and things for you guys to bring you this news, but I think it's very, very important that here we go. Let's get a better look at the schedule here. That they get off to a good start. We say that every year. They're going to have some competition that they're better than, and they should really, really be able to take advantage of. And I think really the key also with the NIL, with recruiting, it's not just being able to recruit guys, it's being able to pay guys. It's being able to get that NIL money. And they definitely look like they're heading in that direction. So they got UConn, Michigan State, Virginia, Villanova, Indiana. I really think they should start 5-0. Then they have Northwestern at home. Should they beat Northwestern? They should. I'm going to say 6 right there. Then you got USC. That's probably a loss. Then you got Minnesota. That could be a win. Then you got Oregon. Then you got Rutgers. Then you got Iowa. Then you got Penn State. So you don't have to play Michigan this year. You don't have to play Ohio State this year. So you get a year without those 2. Really, I've been saying 6 wins max. But if you beat UConn in game 1, you beat Michigan State, you beat Virginia, you beat Villanova, you beat Indiana, you beat Northwestern, you lose to USC, you beat Minnesota, that's 7-1. You lose to Oregon, that's 7-2. You got to go. You got Rutgers, that's 8-2. Iowa 8-3. Penn State 8-4. Could this team get to 8-4? Possibly. Sound off in the comments. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you think they will get to 8, possibly 9 wins. Because if they could maybe swing one of those Iowa Penn State games in the end, that could get them to 9. But I got them at 8-4. But we know they're going to have a slip up or 2. So 6-6, 7-4. They should be at least 7-4 at worst. But best case, I think really if they play up to what they're capable of, they should get to that 8-4 mark and get to a more reputable bowl game. As we know, there are thousands of them. The What's the Matter You Bowl. We got the Gin and Juice Bowl. We talked about so many things going on with college football realignment. More teams in the playoffs, obviously, as well. But when you get your guy, when you get your quarterback, when you get a guy under center who you can believe in, has the upside, has the size, the ability, has the athleticism to be a dual threat quarterback, you got to be able to compete with the Ohio States. You got to be able to compete with the Michigans, the Michigan States, the Rutgers, the now Oregons, the now USCs, the Iowas, the Penn States. When you have a guy under center in any league, when you got that guy, when they step on the field on Saturdays in 2025, 2026, and beyond, because it's going to be important, imperative that they win and put pieces around Mr. Washington to keep him here and pay him with the NIL, because we know guys can jettison and dip at any time. He said the right things in his interview, in his quote. He wants to be a Terp. He wants to be great at home, be around his friends and family to do it. Yes, it's added pressure. Yes, Maryland needs that guy after Tua is gone, little Tua. I'm intrigued to see how the quarterbacks play this year, but I think there is help on the way. If these guys do struggle and they're not the guy, I could see definitely Washington coming in day one by 2025 and starting definitely midway through the 2025 season at worst case. So you get your guy. You're going to walk on the field on Saturdays with a chance because you're going to have potentially the best quarterback on the field, depending on who you play. And you're going to hopefully surround them with some weapons. I mentioned the wide receivers, the tight ends. You're going to have some guys that can block for him. And on the other side, hopefully some corners. You got his teammate and some guys who can get after the quarterback. And you got some linebackers as well. But this is a thumbs up. I give it a solid A. You get your guy. You get a 4-star. Big shout out to Mike Loxley. Big shout out to the Maryland Terps. Big shout out to Damon Evans. Big shout out to all the boosters for supporting this and getting this job, this done. Kevin Plank. And I think 2025, I mean, it can start this year. If the Terps really take care of business, looking at their schedule, and get 7-8 wins, that will be a successful season. Like I said, worst case 7, it should be 7, but at least around that 8 mark. And then in 2025, they could be even better with some of the guys they're bringing in. Let's see if they can get and flirt with possibly double-digit wins. But no Michigan and no Ohio State on the schedule this season. They got to take advantage of it and really, really get some wins. But I want to hear from you, Maryland Terps fans, Flex Zone family, down in the comment section. What do you think about the Malik Washington signing? What do you think about the Malik Washington recruitment? Do you think he is the guy for the job? Do you think he's going to be able to really bring the Terps back to prominence at the quarterback position? What do you think on his upside, his strength, if you've seen him play? Down off in the comment section. Let me know down below. Make sure you sack that subscribe button, like up on that like button, backdrop that bell as we take a look at Malik Washington, who is a 4-star quarterback. He will be here in Maryland. He'll be staying home. He will be pretty much your QB1 heading into 2025. Let's get a look at Mr. Washington because he does his thing on the field. 6'4", he's got the size, got the arm strength, got the dual threat ability, and he's a brother. So we always love to see the black quarterbacks throwing well as it is now the black quarterbacks league at every level. And we get athletes and guys who can play the position. It's very, very important and very, very important. But I'm getting out of here. Thank you, Terp fans. Thank you, Flex Zone family. Let me know what else you want to see Maryland football. We're about, like I said, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 more Saturdays till college football is back for your Maryland Terps as they open the season against Connecticut. Let me know about Malik Washington. Let me know about any other recruits or anything you're hearing down below in the comment section. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you super kick or sack that subscribe button, like a bomb, stick that like button, and go ahead and bulldoze that bell. Join us for all of our content and Maryland Terps content. We got Derek Queen early in the year for basketball. We got Malik Washington for football. So things looking good for the Terps, and it's looking good for you and you here on the Flex Zone podcast. Stay tuned for more. Sign off in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts on Malik Washington being a Terp. Shout out to Mike Loxley. Let's see if they can get some more in the 2025 recruiting class and beyond. And let's see what 2024 brings. You'll have more content and, of course, more post-game and previews and news as it comes out. But I had to do a video for this. It was only right there. I drop it on Saturday as college football is on the horizon. Have a good day, everybody.